What's going on YouTube? My name is Trevor and this is Trigger Ballistics. Today we're going to be going over the IWB holster and an OWB holster, which is the best application for your use. We're going to be going over the pros and the cons of both holsters. So stick around, let's talk about it. So like I said in the intro, we're going to be talking about the IWB and the OWB holster and which works best for you. For those of you that are new here, I want to talk about what this gun channel is about. We review guns, gear, gadgets, all that good stuff. We do live fire exercises, live fire shooting. If that's the kind of content you guys are interested in, please hit that like and that subscribe button and hit that bell for any future notifications for any new videos that I post. That being said, guys, thanks for stopping by, and for the 100 subscribers that I have, thanks guys, I appreciate all the love and support and supporting me all this way. I really appreciate y'all, so let's get into the video. Let's go! So like I said in the intro, we're going to be talking about your two different holster options for your everyday carry needs. So first we have our IWB holster, which is inside waistband. There's also a second classification, is the AIWB, which is appendix inside waistband carry. So this would be classified as an AIWB, so appendix inside waistband holster. Next we have our OWB option, which is outside waistband holster, and this is mounted at your 4 o'clock position. We're going to talk about which is best in certain applications because they both have their pros and cons. So my personal opinion, my favorite concealed carry holster is the IWB or AIWB because I carry appendix style. The reason why I like it so much is because it's easy to conceal, and for me it has a much quicker draw if I ever needed to use it, if I ever had to use it, versus the out waistband holster. For my build, my body type, the out waistband holster just doesn't fit for me. Unless I'm wearing a big heavy coat, and more often times than not, I live in the South, more often times than not, I'm not wearing a big heavy coat. I'm usually wearing a t-shirt like this. So I'm gonna show you what they both look like mounted on my body. So just to be clear and upfront with everybody, I'm not a huge guy. I'm 6 foot, 205 pounds. So if you're smaller than me or you're larger than me, these holster applications might work differently for you. So that being said, these are what works best for me. I'm going to go over the pros and cons of both so you can make an educated decision about which one's best for you. So the first holster I'm going to be showcasing is the AIWB holster, which is the inside waistband holster or appendix inside waistband holster. So I carry appendix, which is up front here. So I am currently wearing the appendix inside waistband holster, and as you can see, very easy to conceal, and if I had to, very easy to draw. For my body type, appendix carry is the easiest carry for me. I can very easily move around, I can reach. I wear baggier clothes, I wear baggier t-shirts, baggier long sleeve, I like to wear hoodies. But what if you wear tighter clothes? So let me show you what that looks like. So as you can see, this is a pretty tight t-shirt. This is not something I usually wear. If I do wear this, it's more of an undershirt. But if you can see, I am imprinting pretty heavily right now. But if I can adjust how my firearm sits in my belt, I can very easily hide it with my build. You can still see the pistol grip right here a little bit. But like I said, this is not something I usually wear. I usually wear baggier clothing. So let me get back into my normal outfit. That's better. Yeah, it's a little tight for me. So that's the appendix carry, the IWB holster, the appendix carry. Now the pros of this is ease of concealability. It's very quick to draw. As for the 4 o'clock, now if you've been training on the 4 o'clock position, you're very quick at it. I'm not telling you to change your whole life or even consider going to an IWB holster. I'm just saying what works mostly for me and what might work for other people who aren't familiar with concealed carrying and all that good stuff. Now I will say this, with however you carry your firearm, train with how you carry it. So if you carry at the 4 o'clock position, practice pulling that firearm out and utilizing it. If you carry in the appendix or IWB, either IWB 4 o'clock or IWB appendix, practice pulling your firearm out, drawing it, presenting. because if you ever have to use your firearm in a situation, you want to make sure that you are comfortable with utilizing your firearm in that particular aspect. So let's talk about the OWB holster. So let me put that on. All right, so now I have the OWB holster on. If I put my arms like this, you can't really tell I'm carrying. And with this shirt on, you can't really tell I'm carrying OWB either. Now, where you will be able to tell I'm carrying is if I bend to the side or I bend over, I really imprint and I really show off my firearm, which is not what I'm trying to do. As a concealed carry person, I do not want anybody to know that I'm actually carrying a firearm, which is the whole point of concealed carrying. Now, I will say this, if you are wearing a big heavy coat, such as this, you know, might be a better option to carry OWB, because you can't, if I bend over or I lean to the front, you can't tell I'm carrying anyways. So in the wintertime, when you're wearing a coat, OWB might be a better option for you, especially if you're carrying a larger firearm. That's hard to conceal appendix, because larger firearms, when you're carrying appendix, do get uncomfortable. I carry a Glock 19 appendix, and this is probably the biggest firearm you want to carry appendix. I wouldn't suggest going any bigger than that. There are people that do carry Glock 17's appendix, and if that works for you, that's great. It doesn't work for me. So a Glock 19 is going to be the biggest firearm I want to carry appendix. So let me take this coat off. That's better. It's a little warm in here. So that being said, guys, I apologize, my voice is a little off. I'm kind of under the weather right now, so I'm actually kind of sweating. So yeah, I'm a little under the weather, so just bear with me, guys. So like I said, this is the 4 o'clock position. Now, don't judge me too hard. I don't carry on the 4 o'clock position, so my draw isn't all that great on the 4 o'clock position. So this is my biggest drawback from the 4 o'clock position. If you're drawing your firearm, you need to get your clothing out of the way. So for me, all about your range of motion. It's all about that momentum that it takes to pull that firearm out and utilize it in a situation where you have to. So for the 4 o'clock position, if my t-shirt or my jacket is covering that firearm, I have to reach all the way over across my body, pull my shirt up above the firearm, and then I have to come up and draw. So it's very difficult for me to do that quickly. Now, there are some people out there that they are extremely fast, sub 1 second from unholstering to battle and then pulling the trigger. Sub 1 second. That's not me. I'm not that guy.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
But where I do find OWB holsters to be quite advantageous is when you're out hiking, or you're working outdoors, you're hunting, you're working in the farm. Having an OWB holster is fantastic for those applications because your range of motion is amplified extremely. I can very easily bend over, tie my shoes, pick up something, lean to the left and to the right. With an IWP or our appendix IWP holster, it's very difficult to bend forward and tie your shoes. That holster digs into your gut and into your legs. It's very uncomfortable for that application. Because I wear an IWB holster every day, I'm kind of used to it, so I know how to move with it. But with this, you don't have to. There's no learning curve to bending over and working, because it's strapped to your side. There's nothing for it to catch on. So it is extremely advantageous if you're working outside, outdoors. You're hunting, you're fishing, you're hiking, you're working on the farm, or you're riding in a truck all day long. It is extremely advantageous. That being said, this is my draw for OWB. So it's reach across body, pull the shirt up, present, pull the trigger. So across the body, unholster, present. So it's very slow for me, because this is not something that I usually do. That's not something I usually carry. So across the body, unholster. And if I worked at it enough, I'd be probably pretty quick at it. Now, if I untuck it and I'm riding around open carrying, it's extremely fast. And I'm not like some expert shooter or whatever. I'm not a competition shooter or anything like that. I'm just prior military, used to carrying firearms. Is pretty much, what I like doing, what I like talking about. Now, if you're in a state where open carry is allowed and you don't need to have your concealed carry license, obviously OWB is the way to go. I don't know how you can open carry appendix, but so obviously OWB is the way to go if you're in a state that allows that. I live in North Carolina. This is an open carry state, so yeah. I'm not a fan of open carrying. The reason being is because you paint yourself as a target, and you don't want to be a target. It's all about concealability. So if you're ever in a situation where a shooter is in the presence and they've seen that you have a firearm, you are now a target because you are the only thing that's going to stop them from whatever violence that they want to do. So it's something you need to gauge if you're going to open carry in a public setting. So that being said, guys, let's do a recap on what we've talked about. So first we have the IWB holster, which is inside of waistband holster. The pros of this holster is it's easy to conceal, very fast draw. Your range of motion when drawing that firearm, raising your shirt up to pulling that firearm out and putting it into battery is very short and quick. It's basically 2 motions: pull the shirt up, pull the firearm out, meet, present. It's very quick, very easy. That's for my opinion, my point of view. The cons to this is you're carrying appendix, your range of motion is limited. It's very difficult to bend over. Riding in a truck or a car tends to be uncomfortable, which is why carrying this every day so your body gets used to it is highly advantageous. That being said, let's talk about the OWB holster. So this is the OWB holster. This is a Safari Land. This goes on your belt. So you can see the belt loops here. So this goes through your belt loop, mounted onto your side. The biggest con for the OWB holster, it's very difficult to conceal. If you're wearing a t-shirt, if you're wearing a jacket, it's pretty easy to conceal. So if you're wearing a jacket or a heavy hoodie, OWB might be the most best option for you. The biggest pros for this is your range of motion. Your range of motion isn't affected at all with an OWB holster. Very easy to carry. It's very comfortable. It's very advantageous for people who are working outdoors, who are going on hikes, going fishing, driving in a vehicle, pretty much any application where you're away from people, where you don't have to conceal. So for my body type, the OWB holster is less advantageous than the IWB holster. If you found today's video helpful in deciding whether or not an IWB holster or an OWB holster is going to be the best application for you, please hit that like button and hit subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'd really appreciate it, and it helps me out a lot, guys. If there's anything that I misspoke on, or there are any points that I missed, please hit that comment section and write it up. Let's have a conversation. Go hide out in the comment section. Comment section is awesome, so appreciate it. So thanks for stopping by, guys. My name's Trevor. This is Trigger Ballistics. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Stay safe. Peace.